Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about disaster recovery and business continuity in your business, on your or in your practice. Whether you are running a sole practitioner, a firm, or a sole proprietor business, or whether you are running a bigger company, business continuity and disaster recovery is something that we all need to pay attention to as business owners, and at the same time it's something that often gets neglected in the rush of focusing on business growth, process automation, catering to client demands that we all sort of have to do as parts of small and medium-sized businesses. So what does disaster recovery or business continuity mean for small and medium-sized businesses? Disaster recovery and business continuity might mean something as simple as do you have backup systems in place if your computer systems were to crash, or for something as simple as if there was a power breakdown, if there was a power cut, then do you have battery chargers, for example, for your laptops that you can continue to use your machines without interruption? Or if your cloud provider where you store your data went out of action for a day, or if you have an in-house server that stores your data went out of action, how long can your business continue if you had such an interruption to your business processes? Do you have backup systems in place to make sure to minimize the impact of any such business interruption? We often feel comforted by the fact that we might have our data stored with a third-party provider, and they give us warranties and guarantees that the data is safe and the data is secure. But if they, for example, suffer an attack and from a hacker or something, and your data is breached or you cannot access your data, what is plan B? Do you have backups for your data? Or what is plan B, which is part of your business continuity plan or strategy? It is also things like, if you're a sole proprietor, do you have key person insurance? Or do you have or if you're a husband and wife in the business, do you have key person insurance or business interruption insurance, which typically would pay out an amount if the key person in the business was out of action, or if the business suffered a continuity breach or an issue, then it would pay an amount which is a percentage of your ongoing revenues, etc. There are hoops to jump to get such insurances, but once again, they can form an important part of your business continuity plan or disaster recovery plan. In terms of cybersecurity and what part that plays in business continuity, prevention is also better than cure. So having simple things like encrypting your laptop to prevent data loss, or dual authenticating all your logins to your Office 365 or similar portals, storing your passwords in a password storage software, for example, are all effective parts of your business continuity plan and disaster recovery strategy, so that if there was any sort of disruption in your business processes, how quickly can you get back on your feet by pulling data together, systems together from backup systems in different places? A lot of this doesn't need to be hugely expensive to implement. It's a matter of thinking, what sort of redundancy do you require in your business? What is critical data? What would you like to save the most if something were to go wrong? And how quickly also can some of these things be replaced Having insurance is great, we often say, because that's a very important part of a business continuity plan. At how quickly can you replace things back to where it was? So often that means having backups. Often that means having data in two places, one in your major source of data and another in a backup place, and with another provider maybe, so that you have a parallel set of data. This might mean additional costs that you are incurring for business continuity purposes. But imagine the cost to your business if things went down and there were not a backup that you can access, or the disruption went for a week or 2 weeks where you couldn't talk to your clients, or you could not interact with stakeholders, suppliers, vendors, etc. in your business. So these are all things that every business should think of and consider as a part of a business continuity plan or a disaster recovery plan. This is not meant to mean that you should have everything ticked off, but how many things can you incrementally tick off to risk manage your operations more and more so that they're more resilient from a business continuity purposes. Share your thoughts on what business continuity means to you, and what sort of disruption can your business withstand if there was a disruption. Look forward to hearing from everyone. Thanks.